All right, so now we're at chapter 20, the final chapter, which I assume is the one called nuclear chemistry because that is the last one. For me personally, I can say it was definitely the most interesting topic we've gone over so far, and even I'm excited to talk about it right now. Um, you could even tell the teacher was enthusiastic about it when he was teaching about like the atomic bomb or whatever, like
Yeah.
all the explosions. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah, it was really really fun to teach about this topic, and it feels as if it's a reward for going through all the other subjects. Like we're kind of boring in comparison to this one.
Mhm.
No offense, but yeah, it's basically about how atomic bombs work, I believe, nuclear equations, and how radiation would affect human skin. I think we went over like microwaves or like phones. He mentioned your phone having like a little bit of radiation even. I mean, I guess that was a fun fact. But yeah, that was very fun and easy to learn. The practice exercises that so like yeah, the one challenging part for me was the practice exercises that he did at the end. Those were very challenging because that they're very long. I don't know if you guys felt that way. They were pretty long, and it's just a lot to take in. Though I mean, I guess nothing a little bit of practice couldn't handle. But I would consider that the hardest part of the subject, though. It was the most interesting one out of all of them. Just the concept of, I guess, radiation and all that stuff is pretty fun. I don't know what you guys think though.
For me, it was pretty okay, the whole chapter, and it was very interesting as well. The nucleus having the protons and the neutron, and we know the protons, they are positively charged, the neutron, they are uncharged, and the electrons are the negatively charged. Um, I it was not really challenging, but it took me I had to take time apart, extra time to understand the different type of radiation, the alpha,
Mhm.
the gamma, and the beta, and every has different, the mass and the electrons. It took me a little time for me to understand, to remember, to be exact, and how to balance it. And once you balance it, you have to know which one, if it's the beta you need to put there, or if it's the gamma or whatever.
Right.
That was a bit challenging for me. um to overcome that, I just had to practice. My thing is practice, practice, do as many questions, go on YouTube, do as many video that, like dumb it down a little bit,
Hmm.
so I can, I don't know for you guys.
No, yes.
I thought that the topic was super interesting, especially when he was talking about the bomb. I thought that was really cool how you,
Yeah.
how we were like, that's really when he got my attention. I thought that balancing the nuclear reactions, I found that really fun to do. I really enjoyed doing it. I like math a lot, so it was super fun for me to do and figure out which. It was kind of like a figure out who's who, try to figure out what element was used. I thought that was so fun, and I enjoyed
Mhm.
it a lot. One thing that I did find a little tricky, like Naika said, the whole forms of radiation, the alpha, beta, gamma, neutron, like I was lost. Like I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, no, I don't understand. So I had to use YouTube. My organic chemistry teacher really came through again. He really
Ah,
put it
man.
into words I understood. I was like, all right, I got this. And so I did a lot of practice problems as well, trying to like put it into words that I understand and write it down into terms I understand, and it helps me stick in my brain more and make up stupid little acronyms, and it just like sticks with me better. And overall, I thought this was a very interesting topic. Definitely one of the harder ones for me to like grasp fully, but it was really fun to learn.
Let's go. Yes, sir. So, what do you think, Mario?
Yeah, I actually wasn't present for this chapter, so it was kind of like the beginning was like pretty straightforward, stuff we've been learning for a good amount, like the neutron, the proton, the electron, stuff they drill into you like from like middle school. And like I was kind of familiar with like the different types of radioactivity and the waves.
Hmm.
Sorry, the word's not coming to me right now, but the different types of waves and stuff, and like how harmful each wave is. But I don't fully understand how they like translate into like the actual particles in the nucleus, and like Nika said something about like how they have different weight in each atom. So like that was like, I'm even hearing about it, I'm just like, I
Yeah,
don't know, that has
it
nothing.
happens.
But yeah, but what's particularly interesting to me, like, is like learning about how isotopes are used in medicine, and like the different types of radioactivity that's used in like cancer treatments and treatments for different types of diseases. Because like I said, I'm med based, so I think stuff like that is really interesting because it's useful for the future. But as for those waves things, like I said earlier,
Yeah, that
it
happened to
was
me with
just,
chapter 19. Well, I wasn't there, but like, learning it on your own is kind of tough.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. And this was the last chapter.